So I got 3 projects to work today. I need to get them off my sewing table. All of them are 90% done. It's just the 10%, that last little part I need to get through. I have 2 of my favorite skirts, actually. Somehow I just wear them while they're 90% done, and 1 holiday gift. I need to just finish up, make it beautiful, and yeah, let's get into it. First skirt is a project I rushed the ending on. I want to fix the waistband, fix the zipper, and get that all kind of buttoned up. Oh, and hem it. The second skirt is a skirt I designed for a trip to Japan. Basically, I need to rework back pattern piece and make it a little bit more flattering. And last, I have a project for my cousin's baby. I need to get the last 5% of this done. And it's a new technique I've never used before, so I'm really excited to bring you along, and yeah, let's get into it. So this is one of my favorite skirts I've designed. It's in a peach twill, super buttery soft, and it's an asymmetrical design. So I have pleats on this side about halfway down the thigh, and then it's just basic princess seams, kind of like almost a quarter circle skirt on this side. I need to just do a couple things to get it from 90% to 100%. So I need to finish the zipper. I need to rework the waistband, add a stronger interfacing, and I need to hem it. So let's do that. Get this to 100% and get it off of my sewing table. Hi. So something really cool about this skirt is I actually created the pattern and the design in Clo 3D. So I was able to use my body as an avatar in putting my measurements and create the pattern based exactly on my body and my shape. That made things really interesting, and I had to actually cut out creating a proto based on this, or a toile. I was able to go directly into the fabric and cut. But the reason that the waistband is so big, is now 2 centimeters longer than it should be, is due to user error. I did not use the correct type of interfacing for the waistband. I used something a little too light. So with this softer fabric, it did stretch over time quite a bit. So I actually need to go ahead and reduce the waistband, but I also created flat felled seams. So I have to open up a couple of the flat felled seams to take out that fabric in some other place. So it's clean at the waist. I won't let you down. Do, 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 do. I very quickly need to sew a little doggy toy because somebody chewed their toy. I very much dislike zippers, and I would prefer button closures, but here we are. We will make this work. So I'm just going to place my zipper on this section that I've basted with the machine. I'm going to go ahead and set this on top and then hand baste this side. And I've gone ahead and cut where the side seam is going to separate from the zipper placement. So I just need to go in here and mark out where my seam allowance is so that the top of the zipper will fit just kind of snugly under there. And then I have like maybe a centimeter of extra below the little cut that I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand baste that. So I actually decided that instead of opening up any flat felled seams that I had already made, I'm just gonna take out that 2 centimeters right out of where I'm redoing the zipper. So I just went ahead and unstitched the entire left side. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just redo the zipper, but a centimeter closer to the center of the garment. So that'll take out a centimeter at the front and a centimeter in the back. So that'll give me 2 centimeters. Then I think I'm just going to reduce the waistband an additional 0.5 centimeter, and that I'll basically ease into the rest of the skirt. So the waistband itself will be somewhere between 2.5 and 3 centimeters reduced. And I think that should be plenty for how much I was attempting to take out. It's like, it's always something. I accidentally caught just a little bit of extra fabric when I was putting in that new side seam stitch. So let me take out some of the stitching and then redo the side seam. Let's try this one more time. Take 2. Oh, need a different, where's my presser foot? Swap my little foot. So right now I'm reattaching the waistband at the front side, clean finished. So right sides together, and then I will go ahead and reattach the back side with the stitch in the ditch from the front. So everything will be super clean and there won't be any visible seams on the waistband. So I'm just stitching in the ditch right along here to make a very clean waistband. So I decided to just do a turn back hem on this. I don't have that much space to do like a nice thick blind hem, so I'm just going to do a turn back and kind of call it. And then for the next one I make, since I still have this pattern, I'm going to go ahead and add like a couple inches to the bottom just so I have enough to turn back. So it's just at like that perfect, a few inches above the ankle length for a midi. So when I made this pattern, instead of printing all of the pattern pieces out and taping them and cutting them out, I actually used my projector to project the pattern onto the wall. And then I traced on top of paper for the pattern pieces. That way I can also go and make the pattern changes directly in 3D and then have that saved file versus making pattern adjustments onto the paper and then I have to redigitize those. I'm so excited with how this turned out. So the waistband fits way better now. The hem has been completed, which is great, and the zipper is much cleaner. The only thing is I wish I did do an invisible zipper because the actual zipper pull is just so wide and bulky. So maybe next time I'm in the fashion district, I'll actually go ahead and get a DTM invisible zipper. So this will be super clean on the side. But besides that, Such a difference. So happy to have this at 99% now completed. It looks a little less homemade. I'll be trying to share this pattern in the future, so keep an eye out for that. So this is the skirt I designed for my trip to Japan, and I designed it based on Korean hanbok and based on some of my favorite Japanese designers. So it's a wrap waistband, really wide wrap waistband, and it comes around and ties in the front. And I love this skirt. It's so comfortable and it's great for traveling because of the flexible waistband. But the back isn't so flattering. So I want to increase the sweep, make it kind of like maybe a quarter circle skirt in the back, and maybe add some more pleats. We'll see. But basically repattern the back and make it that much better. I cannot find the pattern for this. I don't know, maybe I just didn't make a pattern because everything is rectangles except for the pocket shape. I'm just going to unstitch the entire back panel. I'm going to unstitch the back panel away from the pockets, away from the waistband. Go ahead and trace that out onto paper. And then I think just add like 20 or so, maybe 20 or 25 centimeters to the bottom edge and create a little bit of a circle there. I also might add a little bit of drop to the top of waist to really make sure that the skirt doesn't sit straight down, but has a little bit of a kick out so it can, get a little bit more flattering from the waist and hips. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. It's a lot to unstitch. I'm sure I'm gonna be covered in thread in just a bit. So yeah. On to the last stitches, the last few stitches. Let the back panel be free. There, all right. Oh, this is a little puzzle that'll be fun to fit together later. Okay. So now let's take this and get some measurements, lay it out, and see what we have to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and take this measurement because this is a pretty important measurement to have as the final measurement. I'll just go ahead and do it in inches. So 16 3/4. Go ahead and write that down. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark out exactly where these pleats are, so when I open the skirt, I can see what I'm working with. I think I want to leave these 1, 2, 3 pleats, but I think I might want to add a 4th. I think that'll be nice. I ran out of paper here at the bottom, so I'm just adding a bit of extra bits. So I think I want to increase the center back to be 1 inch longer, just at the center back, and then smooth it to 0 at the side seam. I gave this a 1 inch seam allowance, but I'm going to give it 1 inch more. So that would be 2 inches basically from the original seam. But I wanted to do it from 0 at the side seam. So let me mark inch at the side seam. And then like that. Awesome, amazing. We increased the length at the bottom edge. I gave it 10 extra centimeters at the side. I dropped the top edge by 3/8 of an inch, and I gave it an extra pleat. So I think we're pretty much good to go ahead and cut this. I was able to get this fabric, exactly this fabric, I'm pretty sure. And I'll go ahead and grab that and we can cut out the new one. Side note, I got a hand roll. So now that I've applied the 3 pleats to the back plus the extra one, I'm just going to recalculate that the top edge minus the seam allowance does still equal 16 3/4. It's about 1/8 of an inch shy, but I'm just going to leave it. Since this is a wrap skirt, the back measurement is not accurate to a side seam to side seam measurement, since it's going to just continue to wrap around the body. So it makes it a little confusing, but it does make sense once it's on body. Just tack down these pleats before we continue into re-adding this back panel. Show you how beautiful the sunset is. You can hear the Pasadena parrots in the distance. Good morning. So it's the next day and I'm just prepping the back of the skirt to reassemble into the rest of the garment. Right now I'm just working on the pockets, and I'll reattach the pockets and then reattach all the side seams. After that, I'll go ahead and reattach the back of the skirt with the new pattern into the waistband. The Japanese-inspired hanbok-style wrap skirt is complete. So before I show you what it looks like on, let me show you how to get into it. So basically the skirt is entirely one piece. So you take the right strap, put it through the side of the waistband, step into the skirt, tighten this waistband, wrap the front panel around, cross the ties in the back, and then tie as you want to in the front. I typically like to do a one-eared loop. Then place the knot slightly off to the side. I'm pretty excited with how the back panel turned out. I was able to achieve just the right amount of sweep at the bottom, so it's a bit more flattering, but it still has that straight kind of tubular squared H shape at the bottom. I'm excited to get the skirt out again off the sewing table and see where the skirt and I can travel to next. So I designed a set for my cousin's baby that's due next month. I finished everything in a cotton voile and finished everything with French seams and binded edges. I based it off of this vintage pattern that I found at my local thrift store. To achieve the last 10% of this project, I only need to do is bind the bottom edge of the crotch seam here and add some snaps. So in order to do that, I need excess fabric that I used for the leg opening, some assorted interfacings, some snaps, and a snap tool. Let's get started. I decided that using the gingham fabric on the crotch might actually visually be better because it'll blend in a little bit more versus using the pink. So I'm going to go ahead and use the gingham fabric instead to finish this off. so cool. I've never done this before. So basically you have the serrated edge here, and then the part that snaps together and they crimp together. I never knew this was so simple. It's amazing. Now the little set is complete. So I took a photocopy of the pattern and printed it on cardstock, so I'll use this as the card. Thanks for coming along this week. This was super fun and super productive. Happy I got to clean some styles off my table. And right now I need to go to the post office before they close and send this gift off. But hopefully I'll see you again soon. Next week is going to be super fun. I have a really exciting project planned and hopefully see you then. Bye.